Social Security is going bankrupt. You've heard it 1,000 times. Your uncle says it at Thanksgiving. The news anchor says it every night. Even some financial gurus tell you to assume you'll get nothing. But here's the truth that the fearmongers don't want you to know. Social Security is not going bankrupt. It cannot go bankrupt. It is the largest social insurance program in the world, backed by the full taxing authority of the United States government. The insolvency they scream about is not about benefits disappearing. It's about a technical accounting projection. And by misunderstanding that one word, millions of Americans are making catastrophic claiming decisions that could cost them over $100,000 in lifetime benefits. If you stay until the end of this video, you'll learn the real truth about Social Security's finances, why the bankruptcy narrative is dangerously misleading, and exactly how to maximize your benefits despite the noise. I'll show you the math behind claiming at 62 versus 70, the hidden formula that gives low earners a 90% replacement rate while high earners get only 15%, and why the most common claiming strategy is almost always wrong. By the time we're done, you'll never believe the bankrupt lie again, and you'll know exactly how to get every dollar you deserve. My name is your name, and today we're going to separate fact from fiction about the program that 70 million Americans rely on. Let me start with a story that will reframe everything you think about Social Security. A few years ago, a client named Robert came to me at age 61. He had heard for years that Social Security was going broke, so he planned to file at 62, take whatever he could get, and invest it himself. He was certain that was the smart move. I showed him the math. At his full retirement age of 67, his benefit would be about $2,800 per month. By claiming at 62, he would lock in a 30% permanent reduction, just $1,960 per month. By waiting until 70, he would lock in a 24% increase over his full retirement age, about $3,472 per month. The difference between claiming at 62 and 70 was over $1,500 per month. For the rest of his life, over a 20-year retirement, that's over $360,000. Robert had believed the bankrupt lie and almost made a $360,000 mistake. He waited until 70. He is now 73, collecting his full delayed benefit, and he tells everyone he knows. Social Security isn't going broke. My fear almost broke me. The truth about the bankrupt narrative. Asterisk, let me give you the facts that the fearmongers leave out. Social Security is funded primarily through payroll taxes, 12.4% on wages up to a cap, split evenly between employees and employers. In 2026, that wage cap is $184,500, meaning any income above that amount is not taxed for Social Security. The program also has trust funds, the Old Age and Survivors Insurance, OAC, Trust Fund, and the Disability Insurance, DI Trust Fund, which have accumulated surpluses over decades. Here's what the latest projections actually say. According to the Social Security Board of Trustees, the combined retirement and disability trust funds are projected to run out of reserves around 2034 if Congress doesn't make changes. The OAC, Retirement Only Trust Fund, is projected to run out as early as 2032. That sounds scary, but here's the crucial distinction that almost no one explains. Depletion of trust fund reserves does not mean Social Security stops paying benefits. When the trust funds are exhausted, Social Security would still collect payroll taxes from current workers. At that point, benefits would need to be paid on a pay-as-you-go basis. Current taxes would cover only about 77% to 80% of scheduled benefits, according to the Congressional Budget Office. That means a projected benefit cut of roughly 23% to 28% if Congress does nothing. Not zero, not bankruptcy. A cut, let me say that again, Even in the worst-case projection, with no changes from Congress, Social Security would still pay about 3/4 of promised benefits. And Congress has never, in the program's 90-year history, allowed benefits to be cut without action. The program has been running out of money since the 1980s, when the last major reforms extended its solvency for decades. There are dozens of fixes on the table: raising the wage cap, gradually increasing the full retirement age, modestly reducing benefits for high earners, or a combination. The idea that Social Security will simply disappear is a myth designed to scare you into making bad decisions. The real problem is that this fear narrative causes millions of people to claim benefits early, locking in permanent reductions because they think something is better than nothing. That's exactly the wrong move. The progressive formula that most people don't understand. Social Security is not a savings account. It is a progressive social insurance program. The benefit calculation is intentionally tilted to replace a higher percentage of income for low earners and a lower percentage for high earners. Here's how it works. Your benefit is based on your average index monthly earnings, AIME, your highest 35 years of earnings, adjusted for inflation, divided by 12. That number is then run through a formula with two bend points that determine your primary insurance amount, PA, the amount you'd receive at your full retirement age. For workers turning 62 in 2026, the first year of eligibility, the bend points and 60 and 7,149, 60. Here's the formula: 90% of the first 1, 2, and 86 $1 plus T's 32 is 1 2 and 86 and $7,749 plus 15% of AIM above $7,749. Those percentages have been fixed since 1979. Only the dollar thresholds adjust for inflation. What does this mean in real dollars? A low earner with an AIM of $2,000 receives about $1,386 per month at full retirement age, a 69% replacement rate of their pre-retirement earnings. A median earner with an AIM of $5 receives about $2,346 per month, a 47% replacement rate. A high earner with an AIM of $10,000 receives about $3,563 per month, just a 36% replacement rate. And for someone earning $200,000 per year for 35 years, hitting the maximum taxable wage base every year, the formula produces roughly $4.208 per month at full retirement age, replacing only about 25% of their pre-retirement income. This is the most misunderstood feature of Social Security. High earners complain that they pay the most and get back proportionally less. That's by design. Social Security was never intended to fully replace high incomes. It was designed to provide a base level of protection. The 90% bracket for the first $1,286 of AIM ensures that low earners get a much higher percentage of their working income replaced. For someone earning $250,000 or more, Social Security replaces roughly only 12% to 15% of their pre-retirement income. If you're a high earner, Social Security is a supplement, not your retirement plan. Your wealth will come from your savings and investments. The claiming age decision, why waiting until 70, is usually smarter. Asterisk. Now let's talk about the single most important decision you'll make about Social Security. The age at which you claim benefits has a larger impact on your monthly check than any other factor. For anyone born in 1960 or later, the full retirement age is now 67. That's the age at which you receive 100% of your primary insurance amount, but you can claim as early as 62 with a permanent reduction. Claiming at 62 instead of 67 reduces your monthly benefit by about 30%. On a $2,000 monthly benefit at full retirement age, that's just $1,100 per month for life. You also have the option to delay past 67. For each year you delay past full retirement age up to 70, your benefit increases by about 8% per year. That's a roughly 24% increase if you wait from 67 to 70. On that same $2,000 benefit, waiting until 70 gives you about $2,480 per month for life. Let me give you the maximum numbers for 2026. Is $2,000 monthly benefit at age 69. At full retirement age, 66 or 67, the maximum is $4,152. At age 70, the maximum is $5,100. The gap between claiming at 62 and waiting until 70 is over $2,200 per month. Over a 20-year retirement, that's over $500,000. Over a 25-year retirement, over $600,000. But here's the nuance. If you claim at 62, you get 8 years of checks before the person who waits until 70 gets their first check. That gives you a head start. The break-even point, when the higher monthly benefit from waiting catches up to the early checks you missed, is typically around age 80 to 82. So the question is, how long do you expect to live? If you have a family history of longevity, waiting is almost always better. If you have serious health issues that suggest a shorter life expectancy, claiming early might make sense. But for the average person, the math favors waiting. The earnings test. The trap that catches working claimants. Asterisk. There's another nuance that almost no one talks about. If you claim Social Security before your full retirement age and continue to work, your benefits may be reduced by the earnings test. In 2026, for every $2 you earn above $24,480, the SSA withholds $1 in benefits. If you earn $60,000 in wages while claiming at 62, $35,520 above the threshold, the SSA withholds $17.760 of your benefits that year. You might collect almost nothing while still working. The withheld amounts are not permanently lost. The SSA recalculates your benefit at full retirement age to credit the months that were withheld. But in practical terms, claiming while you're still earning a high salary adds complexity and delivers little immediate benefit. The earnings test only applies to earned W-2 income, not to investment income, rental income, or retirement account distributions. So if you're retired and living off your portfolio, the earnings test doesn't apply. This means the first question you need to ask is not, should I claim at 62 or 70? It is, when am I actually going to stop earning a significant W-2 salary? That date determines when the earnings test no longer applies. For many people, the optimal strategy is to keep working until your full retirement age or later and delay Social Security until you stop working. The spousal and survivor benefits, the hidden gold. Asterisk, here's where most people make catastrophic mistakes. Social Security is not just about your own work record. Spouses can claim benefits based on their partner's earnings. Surviving spouses can receive up to 100% of the deceased worker's benefit, and the claiming age decisions of one spouse can permanently affect the other's benefits. Here's the most important rule. If you are the higher earner in a married couple, your claiming age decisions affect both you and your spouse. A surviving spouse receives the higher of their own benefit or the deceased spouse's benefit. If you claim early at 62 and die at 75, your spouse will inherit your reduced benefit permanently. If you wait until 70 to claim, your spouse will inherit your maximum benefit if you die first. That extra monthly income could be the difference between a comfortable widowhood and a struggling one. There's also a restricted application strategy for those born before 1954, but that window is closing. For most couples today, the optimal strategy is for the higher earner to delay as long as possible, ideally to 70, and for the lower earner to claim earlier if needed. But every situation is unique. The key takeaway is this: never, ever make a claiming decision in isolation if you're married. You're deciding for two people. The tax torpedo: what they don't tell you about Social Security taxes. Another hidden surprise: your Social Security benefits may be taxable. If your combined income, adjusted gross income plus non-taxable interest, plus half your Social Security benefit, exceeds $25,000 for a single filer or $32,000 for married filing jointly, up to 50% of your benefits become taxable. If it exceeds $34,000 single or $44,000 joint, up to 85% of your benefits become taxable. This creates what financial planners call the tax torpedo, a situation where additional ordinary income can cause a disproportionate amount of your Social Security benefits to become taxable. If you have large withdrawals from your traditional 401(a) or IRA in retirement, they can push you into higher tax brackets and make more of your Social Security taxable. This is a powerful argument for having Roth IRA funds available. Roth withdrawals are not included in your combined income, so they don't trigger Social Security taxation. A well-planned retirement uses a mix of account types to manage tax brackets and maximize after-tax income. The bottom line: how to get every dollar you deserve. Here's my honest take. Social Security is not going bankrupt. It faces a funding shortfall that will require congressional action. That action will likely involve a combination of modest benefit changes for high earners, a gradual increase in the full retirement age, and an increase in the wage cap. Benefits will not disappear. If you're under 50, you might see a slightly lower replacement rate than today's retirees. But you will not get nothing. And the claiming strategies we've discussed today will still apply. Here is your action plan for today. First, create a free account at ssa.gov. Download your earnings record. Check for errors. The most valuable thing you can do today is ensure your 35 highest earning years are accurate. Second, understand your full retirement age. For anyone born in 1960 or later, it is 67. For those born in 1959, it is 66 years and 10 months. For those born 1943 to 1954, it is 66. Your birth year determines your FRA third. Model the break-even math for yourself. If you have health concerns that suggest a shorter life expectancy, claiming earlier may make sense. If you have a family history of longevity, waiting to 70 is likely optimal. If you're married, model both you and your spouse together. Fourth, consider your earnings test. If you plan to work past 62, claiming before full retirement age may result in benefits withheld. The amount withheld is not permanently lost. It's recalculated at full retirement age, but you'll see minimal cash flow while working. Fifth, if you're a high earner, accept that Social Security will not replace your high income. It was never designed to. Your wealth must come from your investments. Use the strategies we've covered in this series: Roth IRAs, low-cost index funds, the 15% rule, to build your own retirement. Sixth, and most important, stop believing the fear narrative. Social Security is not going bankrupt. The insolvency projection is about a technical trust fund depletion, not about benefits disappearing. Every time you hear someone say Social Security is going broke, ask them if they know the difference between a trust fund depletion and a bankruptcy. They probably don't. Seventh, comment below, my claiming strategy is. Tell me at what age you plan to claim Social Security. I'll reply to the first 100 comments with personalized advice. If this video saved you from a six-figure claiming mistake, hit the like button. It helps others who are being misled by the fear narrative. Subscribe and turn on notifications. In the next video, I'm going to rank the 10 investments that built my portfolio from worst to best. You won't want to miss that one. Social Security is not a myth. It is not a Ponzi scheme. It is not going bankrupt. It is a government program that has paid benefits every single month for over 80 years. Stop letting the fearmongers steal your financial peace. Claim wisely, plan early, and build your own wealth alongside the foundation that Social Security provides. I'll see you in the next video.